Hello everyone, namaste.
Namaste.
Hello.
Namaste.
Morning or evening or whatever it is
Yeah.
wherever.
In India, it is afternoon.
Yes, and here it is 5 p.m.
Here it's
Yes.
this morning.
Good morning. Sabine, where are you?
I'm from Holland.
Holland, okay. What's the time there? Morning?
9 o'clock in the morning.
So beautiful, isn't it?
Isn't
And
it? It's great.
what's the time in Belgium?
That's the same, 9 o'clock. I'm a neighbor from Sabine.
No, I think Ravi is in Melbourne, and so we have the same time. And Sylvie, where are you?
I'm in Sydney.
Sydney, yeah,
In
same
Sydney.
time. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. So when we are all there, let's sit in our pure silence and just be comfortable with that silence. So beautiful. When you start loving this silence and you start admiring this silence, talk to each of us in this group of 6. This is the beginning of respecting the self, which is not demanding anything from anyone for any reason. Then we get into our true state. More we respect the silence. You can also say this silence is like total acceptance. While mind jumps and tries to analyze things, silence just accepts noises also because it has nothing to say. And if you start listening to it, you know this is your inner voice in a sense.
I have a question.
Yes, 7, go ahead.
I was wondering, because I think the mind is very cunning in pretending it's consciousness. That's what I feel. And so how do you know when it's truly the silence, or it's your mind pretending it's silence and still having control?
Look, if there is a silence, we don't have to judge that silence, whether it's mind silence or it's silence of yourself or whatever it is, just it is. You accept everything as it is. And let's say your mind is playing tricks, just you are not the mind. This is more important. And when you are not the mind, then mind playing tricks or doesn't trick, you have no interest in it. And in this sense, you are not in confrontation with mind. This is so beautiful about abiding in silence or paying attention to silence. Let's say there's a fight going on the street, and I can just stay in my house and just do what I'm doing rather than involved or even watching. It is my interest that will make you stand next to the window and watch what is happening. If I have no interest, then whatever is going on there, who cares? Same is with the mind, because we have lived with these thoughts all our life and we have given energy of attention to them. We don't know anything and we think we can be only happy or peaceful when this mind is silent. And I would say to you that let mind do its job, you do your job. And you both can live together happily. You know what? You are more powerful than your mind. So, if you start ignoring the mind will become your slave. Slave, in a sense, it will merge in you, it will disappear. But if you keep nagging and if it disturbs you and you get unhappy because of whatever mind creates, then mind is your boss.
Yeah.
So you are much, much vaster, bigger. You are peace. Mind has turned us into pieces because we are fragmented. It has a story, it tells you, your own story tells to you. Only most beautiful thing about mind, which I think we should all use, is there is power of attention of the mind. You bring that attention to the pure silence within, to the self. This you can do, and this is a practice. So mind has something to sell you. It is selling its thoughts to you. And you're buying it and then you're suffering. Sometimes those thoughts are joyful also. It might be like daydreaming, or I'll do this, or I have done this, and I have very good friends and people take care of me, or whatever. There are good thoughts also, and that elates you. So mind does both ways. It first entices you, give you good things, and then also causes suffering. But let's say mind is coming to your door to sell these thoughts. You buy good thoughts, and then gives you bad thoughts. I'll tell you, we have a Dandenong market in Melbourne, and I work close to. Sometimes I buy this box. They say everything in the box is yours for whatever, $20 or $30. And you find that when you buy that box, then below whatever apples or oranges, some are rotten, some are just not non-edible. But it is a package deal. You buy good stuff, you buy bad stuff. You have, it all comes. There are so many people, they say, oh, okay, positive thoughts and positive thinking. That's also okay for the time being. But it's not the solution. It is control. In modern medicine right now, if you see, for almost all diseases, there is only control, no cure. We give you a tablet which you take all your life, whether it's diabetes, hypertension, cholesterol, whatever. Where is the cure? Cure is in you for disease of mind or disease of body. You change your lifestyle, your eating habits, and things improve for you. Same is here. You don't worry about what mind is selling to you. You have to have this much of courage not to get pulled into it. While on the other hand, you develop this silence so much so that the mind drowns in the silence. So this is our power, and the power of attention towards this self will grow this silence within us. I'm not sure how much people understand silence, but because people understand thoughts, it is something which is no thought, which I'm saying silence. So silence is the substrata on which these thoughts come and go, because thoughts pops up from the mind. Remember, even this mind which bothers us, we are the source of this mind also. Mind is not coming from some other source or body or this whole world. This all is coming from the mind. Mind, even actual source is this, but there's a bit of conditioning of that consciousness because of thinking that I am this body mind. So there is no reason even to know whether it is creating silence or it's deceiving or it's just, let's say someone is a very big person, famous or whatever. He has a Twitter account or Facebook account, and someone is doing cheap comments, and he has, I don't know, millions of followers. He's not going to reply to those comments or look into it. I think that's what I believe. Otherwise, it's just wastage of time. Mind continues with thoughts. That's what its job is. But if you have stepped away from it and you are moving back to your real self, then you have no work with mind.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone has any questions to ask or anything to report?
If no one has a question, I have another question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What I noticed the past week, that I think it's hard that when I'm trying to stay in silence, and I notice that my kids, they have a whole image of me and have their own opinions about me, of course, and they sort of put me into a box. And how do you deal with that when people around you see you as a type of person? It can be anything, of course. And how do you deal with that? Because I have to react, but I think I have to react. But then I find that difficult.
When they wanted to speak to you about their course, what do you mean by that? Like you have to react? Can you explain it more clearly?
So I like eating healthy. I studied Ayurveda, so I love that. That's a passion of mine. And they don't like that at all. And so they make crazy comments or think I'm a crazy person. And well, they're teenagers, so they have all these opinions about me. Which
Yeah.
And that's yeah, I don't know how to deal with that when they project all their ideas about me on me. And yeah, just I don't get that. How to deal with that?
Keep quiet. Let them make fun of you. At least there's some interaction going on. They are your kids.
Interaction going on.
That's okay. But a lot going on can be nothing going on if you keep quiet. Let them continue what they're doing and just accept whatever it is, people can make fun of anyone for any reason. Who are we to judge or to argue with anyone? Whatever you do, there will be people who will appreciate and the people who will comment on it or criticize it. Doesn't matter whether they are your family members or whether they are your own kids, doesn't matter. They are all different souls. They have been given a conditioned mind in their own way. They interpret things. Let them. That is the beauty of a free society, that everyone is allowed to think in their own way or do things in their own way. So I don't think there should be any confrontation in that sense. Whatever it is, and that is the beauty of staying in that impartial self. There, everything is welcome. Praise is welcome, and slap is welcome at the same level. Yeah, because it is our ego which only wants good things for this body mind and tries to resist anything which decreases the importance of this body mind. So understand that these kids who are criticizing, actually they are helping you to realize that there's something still left in me which needs to go away.
Yeah.
So there is a beautiful Indian saint, Kabir. He says beautifully, if you could have understood Hindi, but I can say in English, he says, these people who criticizes you, keep them in your house. Ask them to have their room in your house. And so without soap and water, they will clean your internal mind and everything and make you pure. Because they keep criticizing you, and you know that if it's hurting you, you are still, there is some work needs to be done. So you just stay, with acceptance. I know initially it will hurt. You will want to react. And you said this thing, I have to react. Because something which you have invested, Ayurveda or diet and your concept, that's why I'll tell you, these people who have passion for something like vegan, and they will go for protest and shouting in city, and you eat what you want to eat. If someone comes to you and asks you with folded hands, what should I eat, then tell them. But there's no need to shout on the streets. A spiritual person is not a reformer. He just tells if someone asks, but there's no need to, and not need to get offended even if someone says, oh, this is not right. That's okay. Look, so many opinions. We live with billions of these different minds, isn't it?
True, yeah.
That is the uniqueness. That's also beauty, this variety, People think in so many ways. So just accept it. If you think they are completely ignorant, then have some compassion for them. But no need to fight with them.
Okay.
With anyone. I think Ravi wanted to say something, because I could see he unmuted himself and then muted again, I think. Ravi, do you want to say something?
I think last class you said one thing, that observe the observer. Like, don't observe the thoughts, but observe the observer. So, so we are not a mind. First question is, we are not a mind, right? So we are not a body. So who we are, right? And the second thing is, I think last time you said, don't observe the thoughts, observe the observer. So I just need a bit clarification on that one.
So, because we are always involved in mind, living in mind. So when we say we are not mind, that means you have to look somewhere else, because always we are in grip of thoughts. Then there is one for whom these thoughts are coming. The one who thinks he is this body mind, isn't it? Otherwise, if they are not coming to you, how could you be hearing those thoughts? Your neighbor doesn't hear those thoughts. Only you know these thoughts. They're coming to you. So definitely there is some relationship between you and thoughts. So that relationship is the relationship of that ego, which thinks I am the body mind. And it is completely being taken over by these thoughts by which he acts in this world, and has also maybe flourished and successful. So he doesn't know there's anything else apart from these thoughts which can help him in this on this earthly journey. But the moment you start paying attention to this observer who is observing and who is trying to, I would use this term, act smart. That is what the ego does. It acts smart. It has so much engrossed in self-importance that for everything is a business for it. Even friendship, even family, business is definitely business. If you observe this involved observer, what is going to happen? This involved observer, by your attention of observing, will start becoming impartial and will stop doing all these things which are only for this body mind. I'm not saying that it will not eat or it will not dress up, but it will not do anything of ego importance or self-importance. It will treat everything as equally good. Let's say in whatever you're dealing, if you lose some money or you have to do extra, it is not that you will be at loss. It will never take, because that observer which is impartial is that pure self. And the one which is involved in all these acts, for which all these thoughts is that partial observer. So that from partial, you become impartial by just observing these acts. Because before we do any action, a thought comes, and thought comes before there is some intention or some desire. So when the intentions are about self-importance, you attract those types of thoughts. And those thoughts then decides our next action. But for the impartial observer who has accepted whatever comes in his way, thoughts have no role to play. And because thoughts have no role to play, slowly they fade away, leaving only blissful silence. And the actions continue with the body. Whatever the body has to do, whatever it is destined to do, will come to you. Things will happen through the body, and you just stay. And I'll tell you, the biggest advantage of this would be, biggest advantage, peace will dawn on you, but you will never feel that you've done anything. Like the whole day you could be busy, but hardly you will feel that stress under the pump or pressure which a lot of people feel at work or even at home, which will not be there, because you are in that pure acceptance mode where you are not using your thoughts and you're not stressing about anything. Life will be such a pure flow of things one after the other, in which you have no yes or no. You're just watching the show like a witness to it. Have you ever tried like this, Ravi, if thoughts are coming or you're engaged or you're reacting, to step back and just be an impartial observer to things? Because this can be very, very profoundly, will open up you in a different dimension.
After our first session, the week in between, it was really good. Like you said, like I stopped, paying attention to the thoughts, and like you said, like I started accepting it and stopped paying attention to the mind, whatever it was doing. And it was really good. Like I felt really good for 1 week. But again, after 1 week, again that circle started. I was in earlier. But it's much better. Like you said, like if you don't pay attention to the thoughts, like it helps. Like especially the first week after, it was really good, really good. I was really happy.
Very good. So look, this is what I call work in progress. You know where to pay attention and how to stay in this. Because we have this habit for so long, it takes time to pull back that energy from these mind thoughts and to stay in that bliss. And it's doable for everyone. For some, it might take more time. For others, it might be a bit easier. And what happens at the end? At the end, what happens is that all these efforts goes away because it is our natural state. It is effortless. It is what we all are. All human beings should be here. How beautiful it would have been if from day one when we are born, there is a class every day, at school or at home, where all of us are being told that be humble, have humility, don't be egoistic, respect everyone. Don't just bother about your own opinion. Every opinion counts. Something like this on a regular basis. But what happens when we went to school? We were put into this competition mode that you have to compare others. The scores were told, how much marks you have got. In our times it was there. I don't know nowadays, maybe it's less, it's better. Who is first, who is second, competition. This competition goes into the jobs, business, everything. It spoils all the fun. There's no need for any competition with anyone. If you are doing really hard work and doing something or achieving, it should be for your own happiness. Like you love to do that work. Swanta Sukhai, it is for my own internal happiness, not to compete with anyone. And if we all work from our just because we love to do that work, the work will have its own beauty. It's not about money because nowadays everything boils down to money in a way, that how much money that is generating, whatever you do. But it is nothing about money. There are females living at housewives, they do beautiful work. Maybe it goes unacknowledged, but doesn't matter. There's someone acknowledging it, that absolute self, if you're contented, if you're blissful, if you're happy. So it is just understanding. And the most beautiful thing about this whole process is that it is not any meditation or mindfulness technique or doing some yoga, or it's nothing. It's just understanding and then just abiding in that pure self and see the magic of it. It will turn you into that pure thing. It not turn you, but you are that pure. But there's this inner transformation like thing will occur, because from that ego mode you have moved into just a witnessing mode. Ego is always restless, busy, what next, how should I do this, how should I, all these tricks it keeps playing on people, on our mind. It is such a restless state, so restless a state. That's why, the mind is called as monkey mind. It is, I call it a mad, drunk monkey mind. It is so bad. In some people, it is really, really bad. But others are just managing the show, who look happy, appear to be happy, but it is. But if you start detaching yourself from all these thoughts, if you're not interested in them, they also just get so lighter, less, and then they lose. Even if there are thoughts, they will lose effect. They will just slip away from you. Nothing will stay on you. Because let's say a thought comes to you, I can do this, and this person is innocent, or this, and I can sell this to this, and that's his. Self knows that nothing can give you that bliss in which you are right now. Then why should I jump out? Bhagwan Ramana Maharishi gave a beautiful example that if you are in shade of a tree, why you want to step out and go into the scorching sun, and then you get uneasy and then come back to some shade from that scorching sun. This is what we do when we are after desires or do so much of work to procure something, and then we feel satisfied. You're already everything. I'm not saying if something is coming your way or whatever, financial success, that's okay. But you don't run for anything. If it is coming, it is coming with your good work or your job or whatever it is. But never lose your peace for anything or any being for any reason. Stay there only. Work from there. Like nowadays, people are working from home rather than their office. I will say, work from your heart. That is your purest of purest place. Home. This is our home. Never leave it for any reason. That actually becomes a saintly life, whatever you do. Wherever you are, you can move and go back and stay there and work from there. It will reflect in each and every task you do, whether it's trivial task or whether it's an important big business, dealing or whatever it is. It will reflect in everything, in all your relationships. And it will be not a give and take, then it will be only giving. Giving in a sense, you will be what you are, and you will. Right now what happens is people say, I behave like this because other person behave like that. So that means if other person goes very low level, you also come low level. If the other person respects, you respect. So your switch is in other person's hand. The way he behaves, you start behaving like this. But in this impartial presence, it does not know any other way. It only knows love. It only knows giving. It cannot do give and take. That business transaction is over forever in everything, even in business, because it knows that even if you benefit and this body loses, I still benefit because it is all in my infinite awareness, you, me, and others. Exactly like when you dream at night, you see yourself dealing with others, and there is a whole world, and you have thoughts, and others have their own thoughts, and they are interacting with you. But see, when you wake up, you realize that their thoughts, their mind, their interaction with you, it's all your own mind. And this is the beautiful hint we all get every night during dream. Bhagavan used to say that only difference between dream and this waking part is that this is a longer dream waking, while that which happens at night is a shorter dream. No other difference. If you take this clue, you will not be unhappy with anyone in this world, because all are projection of our mind. You call them good or bad or whatever. All are part of our own consciousness. Nothing is separate from us. This I would call it a holistic view about everything. You start with effort, you stay in that impartial, neutral, and then ego pulls you into some of the tricks you have learned from this world, how to fool others. Because that's what the ego does. It tries to present best of your own to others and tries to hide the worst from others. So people have like dual personality or triple personality or multiple personalities in a way, different in different people. If someone is very rich or important, we behave in a different way. If someone is poor, we behave in a different way. If we have to ask something from someone, we anticipate that this person would be important. So let's invite person for dinner or give him a gift or whatever. And this person is useless, or maybe I have to help him. So we go away from that person. This is all ego's game. I'm just telling you, I'm not pointing for any particular person, but I'm saying the ego behaves in this way. That makes us very, very small in form of individual, and it smells. It's you even don't feel good if you honestly you ask any selfish person, like when we say selfish, I think ego is that selfishness in all of us. But sometimes it reflects too much in someone's, in others it reflects less, and that unfoldment keep happening. It just leaves. And a strange thing about this is that you notice this more in others than yourself. That's why people always say this person is selfish and he's arrogant and all, but they don't see all these defects in themselves. Actually, others are our own mirror. What we have, we see more in others. But this is the paradox, that we always point others that they are having problem. But actually problem because they are our own projection. So they are coming to us in that form. If we understand this, even let's say right now intellectually, and start working on it and stay in that loving presence of pure awareness, things will fall in place in the most beautiful way. You don't even have to move your little finger. It will just, everything will become so smooth. Even, I'll tell you, you will wonder how come there is so much of peace. What happened? You will have no clue. Someone might come to you, will say, thank you, you have really helped, I'm really thankful to you. And you will have no clue that because you have not done anything. This is that power of that purity in you, which will do everything and you will have no clue. You can't even claim that you did something for someone. While an egoistic person can try to please people by throwing dinners or giving gifts and praising, which we call as flattery. But and maybe you can win others in that sense, but somewhere in you and somewhere he also knows that it is all intention behind some other motive. Because the purity can't be there. When you give without any reason, there's a different power in it. Same act with a different intention to get something out of someone has a different energy. If we understand this and start living as just a presence, things will unfold in the most beautiful way. If you still have some doubts about how to recognize that when we are accomplice of ego and when we are in that impartial, always see whether our intentions are only for gaining from others or also giving others. What is the intention? And then you will understand very clearly within your own self. Quality of thoughts will change, number of thoughts will change, thoughts grip on you will be less, and lot of more peace and peace. And you will develop this beautiful intuitiveness about things. And in spite of that intuitiveness, if things goes wrong, like let's say wrong means people try to have a goal that if I do this, this will be the result. Let's say the result doesn't come in that purity, it doesn't matter, Maybe you were supposed to do this work and this work was supposed to turn into a failure or no results, no good results, but that's okay. It is just a play. And understand at the end what is going to happen. This body will be dust one day. Whatever big you claim with ego, that I've done this and I accomplished this and this is my legacy, who cares? And even if others care, you will be dust. This body will be dust. Then how does it matter? Only thing which matters is to know your pure self while you are still in this body. If you ask me, what is the purpose of life? What is the meaning of life? This is the only purpose. There is no other purpose. For all human beings, whether they know it or they don't know it. To know your pure self, that's all. And when you know it, you are enjoying life. Actually, sage or a liberated person is the one who is actually really enjoying. He's enjoying suffering, he's enjoying joy, he's enjoying every moment is enjoyment. Others are only pretending to enjoy or running behind happiness. But perfect happiness is knowing the self. You can keep working on your own self in such a beautiful way. Nobody will even know that this inner work is going on. This disentanglement with mind and thoughts and ego and all this. Because right now, when we say we are suffering, what are we suffering? That ego is suffering, which thinks I am this body mind. We believe in our story so much so that whatever has happened to the body, someone has said, and we feel pity on ourselves and others are not doing right to us. Ego can never see its own faults. But that observer which observes the observer knows so clearly. It is like stepping back from the ego mode and what you see. When you just see, your attention will purify everything. While otherwise religions and other people say, don't steal, don't get angry. Saying this and repeating this, does it help? An alcoholic falls in the drain morning and he promises he will not drink at night, and then again he is into it. That is mind. When the mind says sorry, remember, he's ready for the next mistake. It has no value. When your own mind is so unstable, then how can you be upset by others' mind? They also have the same problem, isn't it? So once someone deceives you, insults you, whatever, it is their mind. You should have compassion for that person rather than feeling insulted and, this person did this to me. Truly speaking, almost all of us are in grip of this mind. Some are more, some are less. If you are free, then you are sorted out completely. But if you stay at that level of your mind, then you can't sort out others. You have to sort out yourself. Then everything is okay after that. During your day, have some silent pauses in life. Find a companion. If there's no companion who loves silence, then just be with yourself. Respect this silence when you're driving your car, or you're washing dishes, or cleaning house, or gardening. There's so many times when you're just on your own, going for a walk. Don't take your mind with you. Don't start thinking. Don't start planning. What to plan? When the moment will come, we will see. Yes, you can plan and book a ticket to apply. That's okay. Those sorts of things can still be done. But this obsessive planning about everything, no need. When your intention is not to engage in thoughts, you will realize when it is really strong intention, somehow you will start living as awareness. Something will change in you. It will work. Just your intention will start making it work like this. So keep this intention alive. More you stay in silence, more you will have patience in life. The restlessness will go away. You will start forgiving yourself and others rather than picking on people and yourself. Some people pick themselves, some pick others. It is so annoying, isn't it? If someone is doing something for you and start picking, this is not right, this is not right. How much, discouraging it becomes. And same sometimes some people do to themselves. But if there's no commentary going on, how beautiful life is. Whatever it is no gossip going on in mind. And actually, it starts reflecting from your eyes, from your behavior. And it is something, it has different power. So the person, even without talking to you, he will understand that you're not judging someone. The way your eyes focus on a person, how you meet, something it says without even you have to open your mouth. Even a stranger can notice that. You know, some people have so many personal issues and they're trying to sort out. They see a psychologist, they take help, they take antidepressants, and they can't sort out. And then there can be a person who might be sorting out personal issues of millions of people by talk, by silence, by hug, by touch. There's not that person is being given special powers. It's not like that. That person has just been with his or her pure silence and allowed it to manifest, allowed it to unfold. That's all. There's no magic in it. That is the only magic. He has transcended mind. Thank you, everyone. We'll meet next week, same time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very happy.